Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Blockchain Brew Show. T-Square in the house next to the Trentinator. Guys, we're so excited to cover all the crazy news today. It was a wonderful straight shot to get the show started, guys. We were like slamming things together. We had to delay it. We had to do this and that, and this and that, and this and that. You know how it kind of goes when you trying to do YouTube and trying to get everything crisp for you all. Before we get started, guys, smash that like button. We want them thumbs up, not thumbs down. Smash the thumbs up, not thumbs down. Smash it like that, get the screen to shake is what I'm talking about. We got this decorative bell. My mic's way over here. Woo, that's probably better. Hear the decorative bell? That means the like button, guys. Check out the corners. It's in the corners, all right? And that helps boost the algorithm for the YouTube universe for you to grow. And it is the best algorithm YouTube could have possibly put together for us. So that's why we have to ask, because it's that good. Anywho, I got me freaking this new beer. I haven't tried it before. It's a triple horn, guys. Triple horn red ale. It is sitting at 6%. I don't know what's the difference between a red ale and a regular ale, but does it have any lore behind it? Does not have any lore on the can whatsoever. But I'm gonna crack it open right here. Whoa, JG, what's cracking, my man? It smells like rye. All right, here we go with my mug. Let's get some good head. I'm actually going to kind of pay attention to my pour. We got the crisp amber color. Very soft, very smooth. I'm going to show Trent up today and have less head than him. He's going to be like, whoa, Tyler, where did you learn to pour so good? I'll be like, Trent, I've always poured this good. There you go. Look at that. Look at that, Trent. 2 fingers. Spaced out. 2 fingers spaced out. Gap in the middle. But it's looking good, man. Oh, yeah. That's the smell of success in the afternoon. But what do you got for us today, JG? I mean, Trent. I was thinking JG and I called him Trent.
Today I'm bringing backpack full of cans from Monkish Brewing. It is it's a double dry hopped triple hazy IPA coming in at 10% even. Give our little ASMR pop.
Woo!
Who wins, 100 men or 1 gorilla? I'm going to say...
I think it depends, okay?
If they're 100 men in skinny jeans, then I don't know. If they're 100 men like lumberjacks, then maybe.
And this is how I view it. If it's like all the men go after the gorilla at once and pig pile the gorilla, I definitely think the men will win. But if it's like 100 men, one at a time going after the gorilla, I don't think that the men are super favored.
Right. Well, right here, man, this one's good. I forgot how good this one was. It's orange pineapple juice on the palate. Floral on the nose, and the finish is smooth, but with a juicy, thick, viscous mouthfeel. So
I like the viscous mouthfeel.
By viscous, I mean like thick. She be thick. So that's what I got for you today.
We got some cool stuff too, JG, working on the background for you guys.
Heck yeah.
We're always hustling. When we're not live, we're hustling.
Yes. So, if I come over here to show some XRP news for the day, a lot of you have probably seen so far I'll share this right here and
Yes, quick.
add to stage. Let's go. Ellie Tourette tweeted earlier today, posted on X, however you want to say it. The SEC at sec.gov has delayed making a decision on Franklin Templeton's XRP spot ETF until June 17th. So there you have it. That's the news. But what I want to say about this is that the grayscale ETF, the date is still like May 22nd or something like that. You have like 9 different big name institutions, 9 home run hitting institutions that are filing for this spot XRP ETF. And when the Bitcoin spot ETF got approved, there were a couple of delays involved with that. And what
Also, the
happened?
price didn't shoot straight up either. I mean, it kind of did initially, but it really took like what, 6 months?
Right. Do you guys have a media kit ready? We're working on that. Should be real soon. We have been, in talks with some people, but I think by next week we'll have like some kind of pitch deck
JG, he's
or
jumping the gun
media
on our
kit ready to
secret
go.
news.
Um,
Why do you ask, JG?
yeah, I'm curious. Why do you ask, JG? So, when the Bitcoin ETF went live, there were a few delays involved with that. And, the thing is, by the second delay or so, it didn't take all the way until the date that they delayed to, right? What they did was they delayed out to another date. And then randomly one day in the middle of that period, the news just dropped. So, this is what happens with these. The delays are normal. It's regularly scheduled programming. And what I'm looking at is sometime in between the middle of May and the end of June, I think that we get a spot ETF approval. The Ethereum 2x long ETF, which is not spot, but it still matters. Everything has been building, right? You have Ethereum, ProShares. You have the CME Group launching XRP futures on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Coinbase has launched XRP futures. So, guys, everything is building up to where the spot ETF is the last home run hitter. And the thing about that is that we have action on it, right? A delay is still action. It means that the SEC is looking at this. The SEC it's on their desk. It's in front of their eyes, and we just had Paul Atkins sworn in as the new SEC chair. So why would there not be a delay?
Oof.
When you just had a change of administration, so to speak, and probably a lot of things on their plate, right? This thing is going to get approved. A delay is part of regularly scheduled programming, and a delay actually means that there's action going on around it.
Well, that
right?
and it's also kind of like, how often do you see something not get delayed? This is like normal.
Right. I'll come over and just read this article.
Oh, you stole my article. I'm just kidding.
Oh, really?
No.
SEC punts decisions on XRP Doge ETFs. The filings respond to March proposals by New York Stock Exchange, ACRA, and CBOE BZX exchanges to list ETFs from Bitwise and Franklin Templeton. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has postponed deciding on whether to greenlight 2 proposed cryptocurrency exchange-traded funds holding Dogecoin and XRP filings show. The U.S. regulator has delayed its deadline for ruling on the proposed ETF listings until June, according to 2 filings reviewed by Cointelegraph. The filings were responses from March requests from U.S. exchanges, New York Stock Exchange and BZX, to list Bitwise Dogecoin ETF and Franklin Templeton's XRP ETF, respectively. They came on the same day that NASDAQ, another U.S. exchange, asked for permission to list 21 shares Dogecoin ETF. Dogecoin is the world's most heavily traded meme coin with a market capitalization of around $26 billion as of April 29th, according to data from CoinGecko. XRP is the native token of the XRP Ledger blockchain network. It has a market capitalization of approximately $133 billion, CoinGecko data shows. Deluge of filings. In 2025, the SEC has fielded requests to authorize dozens of altcoin ETFs for U.S. listings. As of April 21st, approximately 70 crypto ETFs were awaiting the SEC's review. Asset managers are proposing funds holding everything from XRP, Litecoin, and Solana to Penguins, Doge, and 2x Melania, and everything in between. Bloomberg analyst Eric
Melania?
Alcunis said in April 21st post on the X platform. The deluge of proposals came as U.S. President Donald Trump pushes the SEC to take a more accommodating stance toward cryptocurrencies. However, analysts caution investors' demands for altcoin ETFs may be tepid in comparison to funds holding more cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ether. Ether, I don't even know her. Having your coin get ETFized is like being in a band and getting your songs added to all the music streaming services. It doesn't guarantee listens, but it puts your music in the vast majority where the vast majority of listeners are. Although U.S. exchanges are embracing crypto ETFs, they're also urging the SEC to take a tough regulatory posture toward digital assets. In an April 25th comment letter, NASDAQ encouraged the SEC to hold digital assets to the same compliance standards as securities if they constitute stocks by any other name. So, the long and the short of that is, guys, not every cryptocurrency out there is going to get an ETF, right? I'm looking at media kits because I'm starting to think of marketing for my project. I want to include my podcast in the... Yeah, heck yeah. I want to include podcasts in my stuff for show. Nice. So, guys, not every cryptocurrency out there is going to get a spot ETF approval. However, among the top contenders are certainly, I would say, XRP, Cardano, and unfortunately Solana. I am of the opinion, I'm going to just go ahead and say this. I am of the opinion that Solana is kind of a house of cards. However, its hype train has just picked up too much steam, right? And so it's probably among the big 3 contenders for a spot ETF. So that's how I see it. What are you thinking, Tyler?
I'm thinking that you're probably right. I think XRP, like you said, Solana, ADA, Doge, which I can't leave Doge, but, it probably will be. And, pretty much the top 10, maybe top 20, I think are all going to be classified in some sort of ETF. Even like Coinbase, they have a one for top 50, S&P 50, I think they call it, or whatever. The top 50 basket.
Right. Yeah, man. Should we jump into some charts?
No, it's my turn. My turn to add
the
read articles. Man, you trying to skip me. Hey, I'm gonna move your thingy. Well, you should add your charts to screen so we can have a smooth transition after I'm done.
Yes.
Let me lick my lips. Okay, we should be good now. I slid my Rumble thingy over too. So, it didn't cover it. Oh, I thought it would cover it. No, I don't want to look at the stuff on the side. Sorry. So sorry. I tried cover. So we got coin tell the truth over here. Emphasize on truth. And we got Trump Media considers a crypto token and a wallet for streaming art. Trump Media is considering launching a crypto token and wallet for a subscription payment on its streaming platform Truth Plus. Trump Media and Technology Group, with social media conglomerate backed by the U.S. President Donald Trump, is considering integrating a crypto token and wallet into its video streaming site Truth Plus. We're exploring the introduction of a utility token within Truth digital wallet that can initially be used to pay for the Truth Plus subscription cost and later be applied to other products and services in the Truth ecosystem. Trump Media CEO Devin Nunes wrote in an April 29th letter on April 29th. Wow, they could have did a little better job right there. April 29th letter to shareholders. He added that the crypto token and wallet would be part of a reward program that Trump Media is exploring across its services, which include the social media platform Truth Social and its financial services platform TruthFi. Which is another thing that interesting to point out too, Trent, with this is that Truth Social partnered with Tether, and I believe Tether actually gave Truth Social $100 million.
Wow.
He added that the crypto, and that's 2 months ago, I think. He added that the crypto token and wallet would be a part of the rewards program that Trump Media is exploring across its services, which include the social media platform Truth Social and its financial services platform TrueFi. Are you able to look that up, Trent, about the Tether while I'm reading this?
Sorry, I just got distracted by a big candle. And I don't know whether to take profits or not. I do know. Do you want to see it real quick or what?
No, I got to finish my article.
Go for it. I'm going to close this out then.
Okay. Platform TrueFi. Trump Media first signaled plans for potential crypto payment venture last November when it filed a trademark application within the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office for Computer Software Design to function as a digital wallet, enable digital asset trading and process crypto payments on TrueFi. Just then, Trump Media Technology Group launches TrueFi, pledging up to $250 million to build a finance platform for American First Investors, TMTG. Trump Media and Technology Group. Truth Plus launched in October, offering movies and shows mainly targeting a politically conservative audience. Trump Media signed a binding agreement with the crypto exchange Crypto.com and asset manager Yorkville American Digital to launch exchange-traded funds, ETFs, that will include crypto stocks with Made in America focus to launch on TrueFi. The company said in January that it plans to invest up to $250 million of its cash reserves into a range of financial products, including Bitcoin and other crypto tokens and crypto-related securities, which would be custodian by asset manager Charles Schwab. Did you close out your trade?
I did.
All right.
And now I'm looking if that was a good decision or not.
Okay. Well, while you're looking at that, you should also look up the Tether and partnership with TrueFi. Truth Social.
Tether and Truth Social?
Yeah. The launch of Trump Media utility token would only heighten concerns about the president's crypto-related ventures, potentially conflicting with his duties. Trump, however, transferred his 59% stake into a trust last December. Trump has been criticized for backing the crypto platform Will Liberty Financial, where he's named the firm's chief crypto advocate and draws portions of its profits. Some senators have raised concerns that Trump's influence and policy could benefit Will Liberty, which is 60% owned by Trump family. Trump also received backlash controversial. They can't talk today. Trump also received backlash for controversial launch of his meme coin, official Trump, on January 18th, just 2 days before he re-entered the White House. Okay, first off, it says 60% owned by the Trump family. They're talking about Will Liberty Financial. That's true and not true. Okay, so Trump actually owns True Liberty Financial because of his businesses also own stock or whatever, however it breaks down. Will Liberty. He doesn't own it personally, but he owns it personally through his businesses. You know what I'm trying to say? Where it's a great, and they named him chief crypto advocate, but Trump is not on any of the boards. His son is on the board. Okay, so it's not him specifically, and I don't know how that relates to the legalities of it. I'm assuming it's legal, but it doesn't seem like it should be. But hey, I'm not complaining. Though I was kind of bummed when the Trump coin launched and sucked all the liquidity out of every coin and put us into a slight downtrend. But though I was able to take advantage of that time when everything was dipping, and I was able to pick up some SWE and a nice little bag of Undo, and I'm pretty happy with that. So on that end, and we obviously know that we believe, or not know, but we think that there are going to be at least one more leg in the market, at least one, possibly two.
Yeah.
See, I did that. It looks like one. It might be two, but we shall see. We shall see.
We shall see. We shall see.
All right. Now, did you able to find what I was talking about?
Yeah, I'm looking, but I can't. So we're just looking for any connection with World Liberty and
No, Tether and
Truth Social.
Yeah, True Social.
Yeah, no, that's what I was typing, but I mean, I don't.
I know there is one. Oh, maybe I'm thinking Rumble. Actually, maybe I'm thinking of Rumble. Sorry. I think it's Rumble.
Rumble.
Because Rumble and True Social, Rumble and Tether, I think, partnered up for $100 million partnership.
Oh, Rumble closes $775 million strategic investment from Tether. Yeah,
and that's what another thing too.
A couple months back, but yeah,
that's what I was trying to say. Oh, you don't have it on. That's what I was trying to say too. Like, we need to get on Rumble too, because there's a lot of crypto hungry people on there that just don't know about crypto, and there's not a lot of influencers on there. And I tried to stream it today, and it said it failed.
Yeah, right. It's giving me an error right now.
Which I re-edited the key and the URL. I don't know. I'm not sure. We have to look into it later. Sidetrack. Yeah. Sorry, guys. We're on live trying to wing it. The live.
Yes.
The lives. The legends.
Well, time for chart?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll lead into it real quick. Let me, first, I'm going to say I just closed. You can see it, share this tab instead. And you can see it up here at the top, right? It's split it into two orders, but I just made this sell right now. And I closed a 10x long on Akash, or as Tyler likes to say, Akash. I closed that for like $820 in profit. It's split into two orders here, 534 and 261, with a $3.25 fee and a $1.59 fee. So for about $5 in fees, I closed over $800 in profit. I put that long in this morning, and I'll show you my logic behind that. So what happened was that the other day I put a long in on Akash, and it went up a few cents, and I closed like maybe $200 or so. Share this tab instead, sorry. And seeing my trading view now. Yeah, there we go. So my logic on that was, the other day I closed a long on Akash for like a couple $100, and I closed it out. Went to sleep happy with that. Woke up in the morning, and it had pumped from like, $1.25 to like 1.45 or one, yeah, 1.45 or so. And I was like, shoot, I should have just held that. But then look at what happened afterwards. This is where I wanted to hold it, or this is where I woke up in the morning and saw the pump right in here. Okay. And then I was like, dang, I would be so much in profit right now. And I was looking at it, and the 21 EMA was all the way down here. And I was like, man, that thing is going to come back. I better wait for an entry after it comes back. So it came back. It actually fell below it, and I missed that part. And then this morning, it was starting to reclaim the 21 EMA right here at about $1.32. And I'll draw up that region as well. Right about there. So I was like, it's reclaiming this 21
What time frame
EMA.
are you on?
Right now I'm on the 1 hour.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, man, I should, it's reclaiming it. I should go ahead and go back in and try to recover the gains that I missed out on the other day. Because I think it can go back there. Right? So sure enough, it went back there. And I just saw it right now when we were live. I moved over to that tab because I saw XRP was down to like 224, and I was like, my trade is probably ass right now. And so I flipped over to BidFi, and I was like, whoa, I'm over $800 in profit. I was like, I better close it. I went over to TradingView real quick, and this is what convinced me to close it. I'll let you guys say whether this was a good idea or not. But that looks like
A double top.
bearish divergence. Granted, it's just the 1 hour, right? But that looks like bearish divergence. And I think that has to come back down to the 21 again. I mean, granted, the 21 is a little higher this time. And by the time it comes back down, maybe the 21 is up here at like $1.35. But nonetheless, I'm like, well, I'd rather bag my gains right now and then see if I can't get in it again the next time it retests the 21. So that was my logic. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it seems pretty good to me, Trent. How often do you how many coins do you usually shuffle through before you find the coin that you feel like, hey, this is the one I want to trade today?
Well, I don't know. I kind of cycle through stuff. I'm like, if I'm not going to scalp Bitcoin or ETH, and if I'm not going to see, most of my trading money right now is locked into some longer term swing trades on XRP and ADA. And I have about $2,000 to play with that I'm getting in and out of trades with that.
Now it's almost $3,000 after that, right?
Right. I'm trying to build that up to 10. So
yeah,
I'm like, so that's the portion that I'm getting in it, jumping in and out of trades with. And I don't know, I have stuff that I'm like, Solana, even though I hate it, Render, Ondo, I've traded Akash before. I really like Akash, and it's it can surprise you with some pretty big moves. So that's why the other day I was like, I got kind of bored with some of the other things, some of the other coins I was trading, and I just, Akash came to my mind, and I was like, man, I really did like that coin in like end of November. And so I was like, let me go back to that and see what it's doing. That's kind of how that worked out. It's not like a super, I don't have like a super strategic list or anything. I just kind of get the vibes. You know what I mean, man?
I'm getting a vibe right now in Super. You should pull up Super and you should tell me what you see.
All right, let's do it. Super. And what is this exactly?
That's Elio Trades and Alex Becker's gaming play. Elio Trades owns it.
Oh, does he?
Last cycle, yeah, he's the guy who created it. And then like last cycle, they had Mr. Beast in there, and he did a bunch of scammy stuff and copies of them talking about it. But it
Of
wasn't
course
really
he did.
it wasn't really because of Elio. It was mainly because of other stuff.
Yeah. Well, on the 1 hour, I like the fact that it. Oh, go ahead.
I'm looking at the 24-minute too.
Okay. On the 1 hour, I like the fact that it has like a low here, a higher low over here. That looks like a G I just drew. It's a G for GJ. JG, I mean.
Heard that a while.
I know. And then we got a higher low right here. Kind of. So I like that, and I like the fact that it's holding the 200 EMA very consistently.
I got Jesus take the wheel on my end too.
I mean, even back here in April, like it wasn't. It's holding the 200 EMA so strong, actually, and then the RSI is pretty low. The MACD is pretty low. The MACD looks like it can start rounding a bottom. Let's go up to the 4 hour.
It almost looked like it had minuscule bullish divergence.
Yeah, it was just a little too flat, I think. But
yeah, just a little.
Over here on the 4 hour, we're holding the 50 EMA really well.
You see any shoulder, head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulders?
You could like sort of. But the problem is that this shoulder right here isn't really a shoulder, I don't think. Because the price momentum is going up.
Yeah.
And it's too close. And then you could say that's a shoulder, but I don't think so. I mean, I'll I'll erase those because I don't think that that's inverse head and shoulders. But you do have bearish divergence right here. Right?
Yeah.
But, on the 4 hour, you could say that this is most of that move is probably already in. We're coming to this volume node right here. I'm going to say it doesn't go lower than 64.74.
One more thing to look at too for you. Bitcoin Cash.
Bitcoin Cash.
It's an altcoin, and it's looking pretty spicy.
Yeah. If you wanted to long this right now, I mean, I would wait just a little bit, maybe. If you wanted to long this right now, the responsible part of me might say sleep on it and look at it in the morning. But I mean, your RSI on the 1 hour is bottomish. You could put half of your position in here, and then.
Dude, I'm just seeing trades right now. Trent, you got me like looking. I'm like, dude, Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash BC.
Yeah.
And then Caspa's looking like a possible trade setup.
On the 1 hour on Bitcoin Cash.
I mean, look at that red drop, Trent. Even after your standards, it should come up to the 21, right?
Right. Yeah, that's true. It should. I could see it going a little lower before it does. But, I mean, look at this move back here, right? It went had this move right here. See, but the problem is you have to catch it at the right time for it to pop back to the 21. And then you have to factor in how many times do you get rejected from the 21. Yeah, I don't know. The 1 hour, I don't know. I mean, if you're scalping, I don't know. This is tough. This one's tough for me. This is the kind of thing that I would be like, yeah, I'm just going to look at another coin, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So, what are you seeing on it? Any market cipher?
Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah.
Where am I at?
Because if I'm looking at it and I don't know what to make of it, maybe market cipher can help us get a better decision here.
Well, I'm just looking at like on the bottom's got green dot, green dot, green dot, green dot, and then I always talk about green, red, green, red, green, red, green, and I'm like, and the money flow for the volume is so low. I mean, and it's starting to get to that rounded bottom too. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
It could drop down to like, I think this area to 350, but I don't think it will.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm on the 12-minute. I'm looking at the 24-minute. You got green double. You got snake eyes, green dot, red dot, green dot. With it looks like the volume is starting to plateau. Strength's at 5. I mean, it's screaming at 5 that it's about to go up. It's saying anything below 20 is saying it's oversold. So it's saying that it was buying. And I was actually looking at this earlier. Like, if you buy things at like 5, this is at 9, right? If you bought this at 9 on the relative strength, you could have caught gains, you know, right here. This is at 5. You could have bought it right here. You could have just held on for a little bit and you would have made your gains. You know, I'm trying to find some other areas at 5. But right here, this is pretty freaking low. I'm not gonna lie. That would have taken a while to get your gains back. But you still would have made your gains back in the course of, I mean, this is only I think this is all the same day. This is 24 minutes. So within the same day, you would have made your gains back.
Right.
Let's try to find something a different area. This is pretty low. You could have bought in right here. Even the strength you would have made your gains. Could have bought in at this low. You could have made your gains. Here's another lower area. This is at 13. You would have caught the bottom. You know, and we're at 5 right now. And it looks like for me, traditionally, if you buy like at 5, you're buying, you know, dang near the bottom. Bought right here, straight up, you know.
Yeah.
All right, here's. And by the way, when I'm looking at these numbers, it shows on the bottom right corner next to blue waves where my number's at. It says 11.6. If anybody doesn't know, I mean, it's just looking like it's pretty low on the strength. Yeah. I think we're getting pretty close to the bottom. That's why we're getting the green dots firing off. I mean, yes, this is the
right.
This is only the 24-minute. On the 1 hour, you know, we're not at the 5, but it's saying like, hey, we're hitting this stuff right over here. On the 24-minute, you're looking at this and this, and you're like, well, we could keep dumping down. But on the 1 hour, you're like, we might be at a stopping point. There's some resistance right here that doesn't want to break down below it, you know. Right. We haven't fully closed that blue wave, but we're getting pretty close. Here's something that I was telling you about too, Trev. When you get the red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, it starts getting that indecisiveness. That's generally where I start looking for a long action. And if you didn't put a long in right here and you waited until you got the green dot, double green dot, I'm trying to double green dot to show that is a good entry point, you would have freaking powed that bottom. You would have instantly made some gains, but then you'd have been like, oh crap. But then you would have had an anchor trigger wave right here, which was real solid number. If you held on, dude, you would have
Yeah.
Moneyed up.
Heck yeah.
And then on Super, what we were just talking about, I was looking on the 1 hour, we have the green dot and the secondary green dot with the strength coming up. Saying we're still overbought, but I'm thinking we're going to come up. That's what I think on the 1 hour. And on the 24 minute, we have a green dot. And not only that, this is very similar to, I'm going to go 12 minute, Jesus take the wheel type pattern right here. And that's where I'm thinking that we're going to go up, because usually Jesus takes the wheels, we shoot up. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. I am not a fortune teller, but that's just looks like a solid play to me, to be honest with you, especially with like 24 looks good. The 1 hour looks good. The 4 hour does not look super great, to be honest with you. I'm not super bullish on the 4 hour. I wouldn't sleep on this trade, but I think that could be a good solid scalp. That's what I'm thinking, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, someone else in the industry, a certain bit boy out there used to talk about how, you know, he doesn't go to sleep with a trade open anymore. And, because gave him too much anxiety. And I'm like, well, dude, you're on freaking 28x. They give me anxiety too.
Looks like gold's gonna be coming down over the course of the next day. We have a green on the Dixie opening up tomorrow, which is bullish. Usually green dots, poof, shoot up. That green dot did not play out though. It did that one. So, you know, maybe not. We'll have to give us some more time to tell. More time to tell if this green dot. Though, I think if it's like marked by 2 blue triangles, it's generally a bullish sign. I wonder if any of these. 2 blue triangles. Maybe not. 1 triangle, 2 triangles. That one had 2 triangles. So I think it's generally more of a bullish sign if you get 2 triangles.
Yeah.
And then Bitty Bit is trading like this very sideways action, dude. Bitty was pretty mean to me today, bro. I was like trying to figure out if I wanted to get into a trade or not, and I was literally watching it like in this conglomerate. I don't even know what you want to call this pattern right here, but now it's easy to see because you kind of can see like the pattern, you know. But I was looking at it, I was kind of looking at it like this, and I was all like looking at it. We dropped down. I was like, I wonder if it's gonna break below. I was like, oh, we came back. I'm like, we're breaking above it. Wow, look at that. I should have gotten a trade. I'm like, wow, we should have gotten into a trade. Bam! It's like gives it all back. It breaks back into. I'm like, wow, that was kind of mean. And we bounce right back out the bottom. We start coming up. We're like bounce off the top. Get the green dot, the blue triangles. You're like, oh, this might break out. This is the 24 minute. We drop back down. It's like maybe possibly trend reverse. You're like, oh dang it! You're like, we're going up. No, we're coming back down. You're like, wow. And then now you're just like ping bong, and then you're like, maybe nope. It gave it all back. It broke down. And I was actually thinking, and when I was viewing it earlier, that it looked like a breakdown. I think rising wedges break down, right? That's what Lifer says too. And I'm like, wow. I thought though for sure right here it was breaking out, and then it just gave all back. I was all like, if I was in a trade, that would have roasted me. Thank goodness I was in a hurry today. and now we broke back down, you know. So I was all like, whew. And it actually looks like we're kind of making an anchor trigger wave right here. Just right, you can see the anchor wave right here, the trigger wave, and I'm expecting possibly some more movement to the downside on the 24 minute. 1 hour, it's just flip-flopping and groping, and there's anything to say about on the 4 hour. Another reason why I thought it would break down is the 4 hours in this flag out like pattern right here. Actually, I think it flags comes up and kind of comes down. This is coming up and kind of going up, and I believe that is kind of a bearish pattern, right? Trent, is that bearish pattern? More of a bearish pattern because you come up like this and then you break back down to like right here.
Well,
and
if you're drawing that as a rising wedge, sure, but I'm not convinced that's a rising wedge.
You don't think so?
I'm not convinced that that's a valid pattern there, you know?
It looks pretty valid to me.
Well, what are you on, the 4-hour?
Yeah, and this is just for you reference.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it looks very like that to me. But maybe you've
Well,
seen something I ain't seeing. Also, I don't know if you can see on my charts. That's no, it's not bearish divergence.
no. I'll show you what I have on my 4-hour. That's the daily right there. 4-hour. We're in this flag, right? Now I drew this flag on the daily. So if you come over to the daily, like you're holding that exactly. Except for some wicks. And that seems like a bull flag to me, not a rising wedge.
No bull flag.
And if I
I see what you're saying.
yeah, if I change,
it almost looks like a bilateral too.
yeah.
Or bullish.
One second. Okay, so you know, if I took these two lines off and I redrew them just a little bit, which I don't really want to because I drew them on the daily to keep it, but I'll redraw them. It's fine. Let's see here.
It does kind of look more like almost like a bilateral than it does a rising wedge.
I don't know. It's weird to draw on the 4-hour because you know what I like to do is draw it on the daily, right? And let me move these. A little trick. Maybe I'm wrong for this, but I don't know. I like to draw this on the daily. And then come over to the 4-hour and see whether it's respecting it, you know? So, I don't know. On the daily, it's respecting it. On the 4-hour, it is too, with the exception of this little false breakout right here.
Yeah.
You know, but we could have seen that because of the bearish divergence.
That's what almost made me drop my shorts.
Yeah. You come over to the daily and it's respecting that flag, you know, almost exactly, you know, and today's candle is green. Like we should expect the 21 EMA, I think, to come up into this range, into this red range between 91.6 and 94.5. And once it comes into that range, the price can probably, like I was saying yesterday, break up to 98 or 99 and then come back down to test the 21 EMA before we return further to the upside. So, yeah, man.
Not bad, Trent. Not bad. I like your TA.
Yeah.
You make like basic traditional TA look winning. Or winning strategy.
Anything else you want to cover on that regard, or should I play with Crypto Analyzer Pro with that indicator?
I definitely think you should check it out for sure.
Yeah.
For shizzle.
So, you know, today we were talking to a partner that we're going to work with, and let's see here. Share this. Wait. Where am I at? Oh yeah. Share this tab instead. And I'll go to the main screen. So guys, you have JG, we should have told you this earlier. I don't know if you're still here. But you guys have 1 day. Where are we at? 1 day, 3 hours, and 32 minutes left to get this tool for free. Now, we talked to the creator today, and he may extend this, but, you know, we don't know that for sure. Says hurry, 67 seats remaining. You know, so the thing is, you go into this tool, and what you can do is you can get AI analysis.
Trent.
Oh, yeah.
Pause.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, sorry. You can get AI analysis on whatever chart you choose. So because XRP is in the title today, let me go ahead and I'm going to, it says go to the cryptocurrencies page and select the one that you want to analyze. So I picked XRP. Okay, so it gives you all the basic stuff right here. And I'm going to click trade setup. And I'm going to go up here and I'm going to just simply snap a photo of the chart, download image. I don't know why it makes you do that because the chart's already right there. But anyways, I'm going to upload that image. Open it up. I'm going to select my options here. Risk appetite, I'll say moderate. Time frame, let's say short term. And trading style, let's say day trading. And I'm going to select what I want it to factor in. Trend analysis, support and resistance, moving average crossovers, golden and death cross, MACD histogram, volume profile, harmonic patterns, RSI divergence, trend channels, head and shoulders, Bollinger Bands. I'm not going to use Fibonacci and Elliott Wave because I think, you know, Fibonacci is best used in a very niche way anyways. And Elliott Wave, I don't really care about. So now I'm going to say analyze chart. You can add additional notes. What additional notes should I give it?
Elliott Wave.
I'm going to say Tyler wants a, what do you want? A 2x?
$19.27.
I clicked short term though. We got to give it something like, you know.
$3.08.
Okay. Tyler wants $3.08. Analyze chart. You do have to wait for it for just a second, but
Analyzing your XRP chart with AI. I am from the Jetsons. Futuristic. We all fly in cars now. 2020.
the robot is actually just Tyler.
Analyzing.
So long setup number one. Entry $2.25. Stop loss $2.20. Take profit $2.40. Rationale: enter on a breakout above the recent consolidation with a stop below support. Target the next resistance level. Fair enough. Long setup number two. This is if you're a bit more conservative and you're waiting. Entry $2.08. Stop loss $2.12. Take profit $2.30. Risk reward rate ratio 2. Rationale: enter at a pullback to support with a stop below the recent lows. Target previous swing highs. So if you did a combination between these two and you were just trigger happy, I mean, what if you entered right now with a stop at well, I don't know. Long setup number 3, entry $2.30, stop 226, take profit 250, risk reward ratio 2.5. Rationale, enter on a bullish continuation above resistance with a stop just below. Target the next psychological level. Okay.
So you know what I would do, Trent?
Yeah.
I would look at every single trade setup, and I would take action on the lowest launch on like order. So like that's $2.20. That's $2.32. $2.26. I'd find that the lowest one, and I'd try to minimize my risk and buy the lowest possible price. And then I'd look at like where as soon as the lowest take profit is, and I would set it to like 4 steps, take profit here, and I'll go to the next trade step, take profit here, next trade step, take profit here, and go to the next step. And that way you're minimizing. You might not get all the trades, but the ones that you do get, you're optimizing the least amount of risk, and then you have the strategy of a multiple take profit setup for you, and you just pop, 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 pop. You know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
You might not be on all the trades, but if you do more coins, you might have opportunities to get multiple coins. And yeah, you know, it's not 100% win rate because news. Trump's showing you like he talks good, then everything pumps, and then he says he's gonna tear up everything dumps, and he says, I'm gonna delay it 90 days, and everything pumps. He's like, okay, you know, he controls the charts right now, but that gives you a potential. I finished my beer. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah. And this isn't exclusive, JG. That doesn't mean we can't work with you too. Yeah, I mean, like I think this is like the thing is, and I hope that the creator of this extends the free period just a little bit so that we have like a week to try to, or however long to try to get more.
We'll have a dedicated Saturday to try to see how this will work on the 5-minute time frame.
Hey,
and we could call it Analyzer Saturday. We call it Analyzer Saturday. We'll call it Sanitizer Day.
Hey, that's a killer idea.
And we'll just play around with it, you know. We know the dev now.
Yeah, we know him now.
We know now. We did not know him before.
No,
we met him for the first time today.
But we did find out that we have some mutual friends. But yeah. No, we did not know him before. We reached out to him via email. And shot our shot, so to speak. So a couple other features of this, and again, right now it's free. Like, I don't know why everyone wouldn't create an account right now, but that's just one of the features that you can use. Now, if you go down here, you know, I picked trade setup. You can also pick technical analysis, and instead of the trade setups, it'll just give you like, you know, paragraph breakdowns of the TA. Now, the other thing, if I go back to dashboard, this is also a news aggregator. So if you scroll, it's showing you all of the latest news coming in for the day, right? You click one of them and it shows you, this is like an AI summary of the news, but you can click source right here, which would take you to the original Cryptopolitan article, which is pretty cool. I mean, of course, you can just get on Crypto Panic to do that, but it's right here in your sort of one-stop shop for market analysis and all that. You have a ticker up here too with the news going by it. You can click view all to look at all the news aggregation. And What else can you do? Go back to dashboard. Oh, go ahead.
Well, he's mentioned earlier too, which I'm not quite sure where yet, but he said that you could also use the analyzer to do like Trump media's True Social post to be able to optimize on like information coming in to look at trades off what is being posted.
Maybe, you know, the section that it said write other notes. Maybe if you detail it there, you know, hey, I want you to consider this or that or this or that, then it'll factor that in.
Yeah.
So right now, you know, market sentiment. See, this makes me wonder what time frame though, because earlier today I looked at this and it was like 75% bearish sentiment. So this can't be on a longer term frame. It just has to be like day to day. And really this just means how many coins are down for the day. So 87 coins in the top 100 are down for the day, if that's true. I don't know. News impact. Sure. Correlation. Sure. Let's see here. Dashboard. Trying to go back to the. How about I do this? No, that's the. Okay, dashboard. Oh yeah, you know, at a glance, you know, we can start off the show this way. Total market cap coming in at $2.96 trillion. You know, so on and so forth. Gives you top gainers, top losers, and labs. You know, there's a lot that we're still getting used to about this. You know, top 100. I think that it only gives you stuff in the top 100 right now. I would like for it. I mean, it doesn't bother me none because I rarely look outside of the top 100 as it is, but I know all of the rest of us do, you know? So I kind of wish that it ventured outside of the top 100 a little bit. Maybe we can suggest that. Who knows?
Yeah. Or maybe cater to specific coins.
Yeah. So there's that. But for the moment, it's free. I don't know why everyone wouldn't just
take advantage.
Yeah. So what do we got next?
Improvement.
Tyler's treasures.
I think you know. Why don't you lead into your ADA spotlight, and I'm gonna go find a Tyler's. You mean T Square's trinket?
T Square's trinket.
Well, yeah, and then I'll jump into that, and then we can head into beer review.
Okay. So, coming over here to Twitter. Let's see. Let's go to Tap Tools. Like this post of Truth Social should launch its token on Cardano. Wouldn't that be a thing? Just in, Cardano has integrated IBC, enabling native connectivity with Ethereum and Cosmos. Dang, this is a major step toward native interoperability with Ethereum and Cosmos without relying on traditional bridge architecture. A more secure, decentralized, cross-chain future is coming into view. So I've been thinking this for quite a while now, and I'm becoming more and more convinced every day that Cardano is the future of interoperability, right? There was a day in 2021 where people thought that things like Polkadot or wasn't Ren back in the day like an interoperability play. Not only that, Cosmos, this sort of parachain idea was supposed to be the future of interoperability, but I'm becoming more and more convinced every day that Cardano is the future of interoperability, and it's going to bring it's going to absorb a certain percentage of users from every other chain, because you can just natively integrate if you're using Ethereum. You know what? Like, look, I haven't used a bridge all that often. I used a bridge one time that I can remember, right? And it was when, I'll be honest and confess my sins. No, it's not a sin, but I bought a little bit of Ben coin back in the day, right? Watching BitBoys stream, and you've probably heard me say this before. I bought it not because I thought it was, actually going to like break into the top 10 or whatever. But, I did believe that if there's any influencer out there that could sort of like, drive the hype train on this thing and make it go somewhere just out of sheer willpower, it was probably Ben, right? So, I took a flyer on it, and by a flyer I mean like $300, right? Like I don't understand how there were people out there that dumped their life savings into that thing. That wasn't me, but I put like $300 into it. Like everyone else, it plummeted, and then when Ben was doing his whole thing with partnering with Pulse Chain and launched his bro token on Pulse Chain, and Ben coin holders could bridge. You had to use an Ethereum bridge to Pulse Chain in order to redeem your bro token. I mean, you had to be on it quick because bro token, like, anyone that got the airdrop was like, you had to go through the bridge, the Ethereum to Pulse Chain bridge, in order to redeem it. Anyone that got, thank you, Tyler. I did have that up. I hopped out of it right now. But you had to go through the Ethereum to Pulse Chain bridge to redeem your bro tokens. And if you got your airdrop, you were up like $1,200 at one point. And by the time I figured out how to use the bridge and actually get that bro token and swap it for ETH or whatever, I was only up like $700 because you had to be quick with it. But what did I originally invest in Bencoin? Only like $300. I actually ended up, net positive, and it's no shade on anyone that lost, that anyone whose lives got damaged with that thing. I'm not making light of that at all. I'm just saying there's a reason why you shouldn't have aped into it like that, but anyways, that's my only experience using a bridge. And it was, for the first time using it, it was complicated. There was a big learning curve. But this is why Cardano is the future of interoperability. Because, let me come back over here to Twitter. It's the future of interoperability because you're looking at being able to natively to natively connect with Ethereum and Cosmos, and there's more coming every day, guys. Like Bitcoin OS is the biggest, but there's more coming every day. Like XRP Ledger, that David Schwartz is talking to Charles Hoskinson actively as we speak on the AMA that Charles did last week. Somebody asked that in the comments, and Charles said, yes, we're still very much actively talking with David Schwartz. XRP Ledger, and there's going to be more and more coming out every day. I'm assuming Avalanche will be one of the next ones. I'm assuming SWE will be a thing. I don't know about Solana, just mostly because I hate Solana and I don't want to see it, but
Whoa,
who knows?
hate such a strong word.
No, I don't hate Solana, but I don't
Guys,
know.
Trent hates and he hates souls. That's what he said. He hates souls. Anything with a soul. He said anything with a soul.
It's just so anti-crypto that it's crazy, but whatever.
Whatever. Hey, you know what? At least you believe still in DeFi. Like, you're not your keys, not your wallet. I gave up on that. I'm like, dude, I don't believe it anymore, man. I'm like, it's a great idea, and the whole world to run on that, I think it would be fantastic. Yeah. But the whole world's too dumb, and too many people too many experienced people get hacked or lose their keys or whatever, you know. So I don't believe that Satoshi Nakamoto is his dream is going to happen. So I'm like, you know what? Not your keys, not your crypto. Yes, I accept that to a point. Yeah. But I think that you probably will lose less money on Coinbase. Not saying you won't lose money. People won't lose money. But I think it's significantly smaller amount that people who, not your keys, not your crypto, lose money.
Yeah, Crypto Queen said, "Bro, Sol is the best meme coins." Come on now, that's true. I mean, yeah, you're right. Like, it's just tough. You're right. We're both right. Like, I don't know. The thing to me, there's two coins, jumping off what you just said, Tyler, there's two coins that I care about when it comes to self-custody, meaning that I will go the extra mile to self-custody them, to support the network, and, and further the ethos of crypto. And those coins are Bitcoin and Cardano. Like, I hold my Cardano outside of, like, I am on a leveraged trade on BitFi, but the vast majority of my Cardano is in self-custody, and I stake it to do my part in securing the network. And outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum, I don't care. Everything else is a money grab to me.
Everything else is a money grab?
Yeah. I mean,
what about XRP?
Well, XRP is in a category of its own. XRP
it itself is money.
Yeah, right. XRP is like, hey, you hold it because you don't want to be
that guy.
Well, I'm trying to use a non-expletive word, but you hold it because you don't want to be effed. You don't want to be screwed at the end of the day, right? You hold it because XRP is the system. It is the future of the system. So XRP is a whole different category to me. And I have, like, XRP is my biggest holding, actually. But yeah, you have XRP.
Is it your biggest holding because you bought it, or is it your biggest holding because it outperformed the stuff you believed in? Honest answers only.
Yeah, I invested more in Cardano. I invested a lot in XRP too, but I invested more in Cardano, and XRP has outperformed it thus far, becoming.
Cardano is pumping right now.
Is it?
Yeah, and Market Cypher has a blue triangle green dot on the 12-minute. And it's saying it's oversold and strength is going up, and it had an anchor trigger wave.
Hell yeah. We pumped ADA for you right here on the Blockchain Brew Show. Anyway,
I put a $1 long on it.
What do we got for T-Square's trinkets?
All right, well, you may or may not think this is cool. So I have a child's tablet, okay, and it turns on. Where's the power button? It turns on, loaded with some person's name that I've never heard of before, with tons of video games. I haven't signed out of the account, but I figured while I while it's logged in, I might as well take advantage of this poor child who probably got his mom threw out his tablet because he spent too much time playing Bubble Shooter and just been on YouTube. And I was like, hey, look at that. It's in a case and it charged up. So why not? I tested it at work. I plugged it in and on my work tablet. And I was like, hey, I dig this. This is kind of cool. My kid's gonna optimize on this. But, yeah, there's your trinket. Tyler's trinket. I mean, T-Squared's trinket.
Dude, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Somebody told me at work today, they're like, I always brag about all the cool stuff I find, and they're like, hey, you know, Sarah's nail person who gets her nails done, they're like, is your husband a hoarder? I'm like, no, not a hoarder. And they're like, and they give me crap at work, being like, hey, if you keep collecting junk, you're gonna have all this stuff that you don't know what to do with. But that's not how it works. I give it away and I sell it. Oh, yeah. I remember, Trent, another item that I should go show you right now because I may or may not have it. Yeah.
Go for it.
I remember. Trent, talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, let us know in the comments what this could be. Let's see here. I'm going to say, well, number one, he's saying it might not be here, probably because he means he's going to sell it. So, I'm going to say that you could find it in your average pawn shop. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I think you could find it in your average pawn shop.
Guess what?
What?
He was right next to me the whole time. Oh my god, I grabbed it and moved it over here. All right. So this one is extra special find because I didn't look for it. I was actually pissed when I found it because what happened with this one is I took my truck, I loaded it up, it was like this, and I dumped it in my truck, and like it grabbed my top of my truck, it was like, and it threw all the snot on the ground, and I was like, snot. Why, man? I hate snot on the ground. So I had to go out there and look for this stuff. And I grabbed this box. I'm like, oh, stupid thing. I'm like, I think there's something in here. And then I like looked at it and then like, pow!
Whoa.
And then I was like, no way. And I opened it up. And this is how I found it still in the box. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I slapped it on the internet for sale. So, you know, the guys who give me crap at work that say, you're a hoarder, you can suck on that, man. I'm not a hoarder. Hey, if anybody is interested in purchasing this, it is, was not disposed of and was not somebody else's at one point in time. Let's go, and my trade's breaking out right now. Let's go, Super. I called it right here on the stream. Let's go, baby.
Someone will buy that, I think.
I think so, too. I saw a lot of stuff on there. I don't have these anymore, JG, and I'll probably just talk about the story every now and again, but I found 3 motorcycle helmets last year. They smelled like cigarettes, but I aired them out. It was gone, dude. It was like easy peasy to get rid of that. And they had regular visor, a secondary visor, transition, and a Bluetooth that still works. And all 3 helmets had them. Full faced up with, opened up the full helmet. And the secondary sun visor came down. Dude, it was so dope. They all Bluetooth too, so.
Nice. Well, is it time to sign off?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, red ale from Triple Horn Brewery. Never had a red ale. Never smelled a red ale. Never looked at a red ale. Never saw that. I bought this can not knowing it was a red ale. And I don't know what a red ale is made from. But red ale is a good thing. I decided. Triple Horn Brewery red ale. 6%. I give it a 7.9. And Red Hook does have me like cruising on these ales because that's like their niche I think you could say. And I'm thinking that they're pretty good, man. They're just smooth. Kind of tasted like, it's been about a good 42 minutes since I had it because I drank it so dang fast, but it tasted good. How's that?
Yeah. So, backpack full of cans by Monkish Brewing. Oh, you're having there's an earthquake. There's a tsunami. It's gonna crash.
Pretend it's orange juice when you're drinking it. We didn't see you pop the can on stream. It could be orange juice.
I gave you the pop.
We don't know if he gave me the pop. I mean, it could have been reloaded can.
So yeah, I'm gonna give that the same thing I gave it last time, which was an 8.6. Higher rating than I've given anything on the channel so far. I gave Fundamental Observation from Bottle Logic Brewing Company a bourbon barrel aged stout with Madagascar vanilla beans. I gave that one an 8.4. So yeah, dude, top dog for me on the show up to this point.
Hey Trent, I just wanted to point out real fast.
Yeah.
My tray, it literally worked right to the 21. Literally touches the 21 MA. Touched it. Duke. I think it's gonna do more, but I just wanted to be like, whoop, it touched it. I just look at it. It just looks so good.
It's
it
a
looks
magnet,
so good.
man.
I wanted to do more. I'm up like currently 3.5%. It was 6% a second ago, and I'm gonna do more. I mean, look at it. Look at the screen candle. You can see it. You can see it on your little tiny screen. It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good.
That's why life
says
says he's the king of the 3%. Yeah,
it says it has more to room. It actually started on the 21. Actually, you believe it or not, I think this is the white line in the back of the market cipher. A is the 21.
Yeah.
And technically, this is the CME gap right here, which he obviously, Trent, Stupa's not on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. But because of Bitcoin or however it works, there's a CME there.
Okay.
But look, the wave still says we're going up. It's, and the green dot is there and saying we're over bought. So we should be going up. And the fact that the strength is pointing up, I think it will continue up. And I'm hoping that this right here is like the last peak of the red wave, and it starts kind of curvature up. And I can go to sleep on this trade and wake up a millionaire. That's my goal.
Heck yeah.
I'm about $13.82 away from that. So
nice.
No, I'm just kidding, Trent. I'm not really. I can't believe everything you hear on the internet. But anyways, guys, so once again, before we get out, smash that like button. Up, not down, but up. We got the golden fist of lightning. And we want it smashed. And we have the bell from Beauty and the Beast. So, give it a jing-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling and hit the bell to subscribe. It's in the corner. So check them out. And have a good night.
Until the next episode of the Blockchain Brew Show, don't forget to, if for some reason you're here and not already part of our community, subscribe to join the Brew Crew, the most hydrated community on YouTube.
Check it out, yo. Also, I may or may not be running solo tomorrow. I will be running solo if I go live because Trent has other obligations. But if I'm here, come check me out. Give me your support and love because I'll be lonely and need of human interaction. All right, guys. Catch you on the flippity flop.
Peace.